What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everyone? I like to keep it real here. Let me make sure everyone is on. Everyone is live. Make sure everyone is on here. Cool. All right. So let's go ahead and break it down real quick, y'all. Let's go ahead and break it down. Nice, 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 nice. What's going on, everyone? What's going on? All right, let's go ahead and knock it out. Let's go ahead and knock it out. Have you ever dreamt of starting a business with your family? Let me first ask that question. Have you ever thought about starting a business with your family? Have you ever thought about building a legacy that can be passed down for generations, right? Because those two questions are super, super important. If so, I'm going to share with you some secrets on today's live that'll help create successful family businesses. And specifically, I'm going to help you develop a successful business plan that will help you turn the dreams into reality. All right. Specifically, your dreams. All right. And this is something that's super, super important because this is something that you might want to pay attention to, y'all. You might want to pay attention to this. So I'm gonna get right into it. All right. So look, what family business plan? Like, why does everybody talk about starting a family business? Everyone's I don't know if you've heard, but everyone's talking about cash flow, life insurance, and trusts, and all that other stuff that I've also mentioned on past lives. But today, I want to go ahead and talk about the family business plan. Something that nobody is talking about. For some reason, they don't find it just as important. I find this super, super important for you to know. Okay. So there are actually 10 steps in actually creating your family business plan. All right. And I got notes here just to make sure that I don't miss a single step because I want to make sure that you all are getting all the value. All right. Let me make sure. Drop some fire in the chat if y'all want to know what that is. Drop some fire in the chat if y'all want to know what that is. Cool. Drop some fire in the chat. Nice, 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 nice. All right. So look, number one, right? When it comes to including your family, when it comes to creating a family business, what you want to do is you want to determine the business idea. Okay. You can't have a family business if you don't even have the idea of what exactly the business is, right? And the key thing here is when you're actually setting up this idea, what you're doing is you're actually right. You're actually seeing if your family aligns with that, and you're also seeing if they have the skills, right? If they have the skills to support that business idea, right? And usually this is from this is usually from the parents, or maybe the children want to actually go up because nowadays there's access everywhere where the children are knowing what's going on more than the parents are. And maybe the child is like, mom, dad, I have a business idea and I want to create a family business revolving around that idea, right? Or the parents automatically are providing for their children and they're like, look, I want to pass on a business to them, pass on wealth to them, and I don't want them to struggle the same way I do. So you need to have an idea first before you're actually able to set yourself and your family up for success. And you have to see what your family is going to do when you say it. That's the key thing. Let's say they agree. Let's say they're all for it. They have no issues with it. The next thing you want to do is actually do some research, right? This is all within the business idea. You want to research the market. What does your market want? What problem are you solving with that idea, right? Are are you doing competitive analysis? Are you evaluating the competition that is around you for you to be like, look, like, does this idea work? Like, determine your success around you. Look at the people that are around you and see if they are down, if they are 100% with what you're doing. Okay. Now, what I want you all to do, right? What I want you all to do is I want y'all to share this live, right, with 5 people. All right. Something simple. All right. Share this live with 5 people and then comment done when you've done that. All right. Comment done when you do that. All right. So look. I want to break this down even more. Okay. So, like I said, you want to make sure that you are evaluating your actual offer. Okay. Because when you have the idea, you want to have the offer on point with it. Okay. So you determine the business idea, and this may be, and I hope this is important information, because this is how to actually start a business as well, right? So if you actually have a business idea to give to your family, you want to actually present it to them. You don't want to just say, hey, I want to actually clog toilets for a living. No, you want to actually come to them and say, look, and there's nothing wrong with clogging toilets, but I'm just saying, what I want you all to do is come to them prepared with a solution. Okay. I want you to say, look, I have a business idea. I want to create a vending machine business because it has this much profit margin, blah, 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 blah. Right? Because if you're a child and you're going to a parent, of course they may support, but you actually want to come with them in some seriousness, right? Now, if you're a parent and you're coming to the child, you want to explain the why, right? Why exactly is this important to them? How will this benefit them? Because they're just going to be like, okay, it's a regular day in paradise, right? But you want to actually explain to them why the importance of creating a family business is essential. Okay, so that's number one. You want to determine and define the business idea. That is super critical, right? Number two is you want to actually define the business structure. Who is going to be responsible within your family to do certain things? So I'll give you an example. Within our family, right? If you're not aware, we have two multi six figure businesses, or I have two multi six figure businesses. One is Vinci Visuals, and the other one's a family business, which is the Fanpreneur, right? Fanpreneur is with me, my brother, my mom, and my dad, right? But we have separate roles, right? So my mom is the CEO, I'm the COO, my brother's the CMO, and my dad is the CTO, right? So we all have different positions within the business, right? So I focus on the day-to-day activities within the business. My mom is the overseer, right? She's the visionary. I'm the integrator. My brother is the marketer and the brander, and my dad is the one that's dealing with VR, AI, IT, all of that stuff, right? So when you're actually developing the family business, you want to make sure that you're giving them certain roles within what you're doing, right? So and the key thing here, right, is you also want to create an LLC, right? So here's the situation. This is where you have your personal credit together, and this is what I've broken down several times, right? You want to make sure you get your personal credit together, your business credit together, and the way that you can do that is very, very simple, right? Very, very simple. Um, is when you get your personal credit together, analyze your credit report. Go to annualcreditreport.com, right? Get your free credit report, analyze your credit report, see what's inaccurate or incomplete, not challenge, delete those things off your credit report, right? Then from there, you're building your credit report from there as you're actually removing, right? So let's say if you have a 5 or a low 600, that is how you actually get to a low like 5 600 to immediately like a 700 750. All you need is a 680, but let's be real, you really want like a 700 750, because anything above 750, there's no difference. Like if you get an 800 850, there's no difference between an 800 and a 750, right? There's absolutely no difference between the two. What you don't want to look is too perfect, right? So if you have anything above 750, it can actually hurt you more than it can help you, right? Because if you go to the bank and you're like, yo, I have an 820 credit score, they're gonna be like, well, that's great and all, but like, what are you really doing? Like when you have a 750, they're looking at the credit profile. You can have an 800 and have a terrible credit profile, right? So if you have, let's say you have a 750 and you have 11 accounts, you have 5 of those that are credit cards that have $2,500 or more. Then those other 5 or 6 accounts are, swap release, self, kickoff, like different other accounts. Your house, your car note, those are that you're giving your profile variety, right? You want to have a nice variety of accounts on your credit profile, right? So when you have those specific things on your credit profile, then you're actually able to build your business credit, right? And with your business credit, when you do that, you need your LLC, you need a virtual address, a virtual phone number. You need to actually, with that virtual address, you need to make sure that it's a brick and mortar location, because when you go out and get funding, which is one of the checklists, is one of the plans that you want to get when you're actually developing your family business plan, right? And this is what we like to call our family business Bible. And if you want to actually get more information on exactly what I'm explaining to you, comment the word family in the comments. I'll give you all this, and no issues off that. But what you want to do is you want to go ahead and set your business credit up. Like I said, LLC, business, EIN number, operating agreement, uh virtual address, virtual phone number, and especially if you're in real estate, right? If you're a realtor or anything like that. What's going on, Morgan? What's going on, Tanini? If you're really any one of those people, right, you might need multiple LLCs depending on the business model that you are going into, right? So if you're in real estate, you need an LLC per house, right? If you're an investor, right? Like, so these are key things. The whole goal here when it comes to this plan that I'm setting up for you all is to become a fampreneur, which is a family entrepreneur, which is like, this is what the Rockefellers are. They are fampreneurs, right? They're not just people who are, okay, yeah, let's just go get a business and make some money. No, they actually have generational wealth, right? They are set up forever. And so this is the key thing. I'm giving y'all this structure of how to actually set yourselves up forever. So if you want to become a fanpreneur, like I said, comment the word family. We will break down all of this for you. And this is then it'll be easy peasy. You see what I'm saying? So I want you all to actually get as much value as possible. So, like I said, determine and define the business structure. So actually you get your LLC and everything in order, right? Because like I said, you need to know the roles and responsibilities, who's going to do what, because that's going to be on the LLC, right? That's going to be on there. After you do that, you got number 3, understanding your roles and responsibilities. Okay. So after you've identified it, right, now you need to understand it. What is the CEO position do? What is this person that's your family member? What is their list of things that they need to do every single day as a COO, as a CEO, as a CTO, as a CMO, right? So you want to actually have a comprehensive plan of what each position is entailing, right? Because the name sounds cool, but like, what are they really doing? And does it align with their skill set? Right? This is a key thing, right? The reason why everyone in our family, it works perfectly and it fits is because my brother's already teaching marketing and branding. My dad already does VR and AI and IT. My mom has been in business for I don't know how many years. So it fits. I already have been doing the background stuff and the sites and the funnels and the day-to-day activities. Like this is something that we've already been doing. So the skill set was there first. When we had the skill set, then we put the title in place. So when we actually executed, it wasn't hard, right? So I want you all to really understand when you're identifying the role, you also need to understand what the role is and if it aligns with their skill set. Okay. So that is number 3. Number 4, right, is develop a business plan. Now, for me, I feel like this is the most boring thing on the planet, but it is absolutely necessary, right? When it comes to a business plan, you actually have to understand what your vision, mission, and values are. What's your brand promise to your clients, right? Or to your customers? These are things that you have to understand, and you can't even run a business without them. And it's crazy because most business owners really don't have core values. I'm actually shocked that they don't actually have core values. You get what I'm saying? So like, how do you even have a business without having core values? Like, so let me break down what core values are. Core values are the traits of your business, the value of your business, and how it aligns with your employees and how it aligns with your customers, right? So if you have core values, that means, okay, well, like I'll give you an example. One of our core values is family first, of course, because we are a family. So of course, family first would be one of our core values. So one of the ways that you can actually identify core values is list the quality traits that you have, and then determine who's going to actually be involved in creating these traits. I mean, these core values. Is it just going to be the owner? Is it going to be the owner and the team? Is it just going to be management? Is it like identify who's going to do it and then identify the quality traits and then align it with everyone in your business? And the way that you align it is you have to say it at least 7 times within your business in order for it to at least be annoyed and ingrained within their mind. Okay. So this is something that is super, super important. as a business owner. How this relates to your customers, right, is something called a brand promise. And I'm sweating for some reason. I don't even know why. The sun hit my room like it's crazy right now. But you have something called a brand promise, right? So a brand promise is your promise to your customers. Okay. So for example, I learned this from Layla Hormozy. If you all haven't heard of Alex Hormozy, he's clearly one of the biggest people. But one of the values that they have is speed is king. And their I believe it was gym launch. It was speed is king was one of their core values, right? Their brand promise was you will get a response within 5 minutes or less. They are literally going based off speed when it comes uh to actually responding to their customers, right? So meaning that we will respond to you within 5 minutes relates to the core value of speed is king. That is the brand promise. Like, think about that. Speed is king, and my promise to the customer is we will respond within 5 minutes. You need your core value to actually explain that to your client, right? Now, vision and mission, right? And then you actually have your why. That is also important, right? So your vision has everything to do with your future. What is your future for your business? Your why has everything to do with why exactly you're doing it, which is your past. And then your mission is your present. That is your actual habits. What habits are you doing every single day in order to get you to that vision? And in order for you to actually get to that vision, you need persistence, not consistency. So there's a difference between consistency and persistency. Because I can be consistently lazy, but persistence is consistency through difficulty. Right? I heard that from DC Young Fly. He said persistence is consistency through difficulty. Right? So you want to be persistent. And for you to get to that vision, you need your why to keep you persistent in order for you to continue doing the daily habits in order for you to get to that vision. Right? So this is something that you must have within your business. The business plan, and you got to take your time on this because everything revolves around this specific part. Right? When I was in high school, I was like, we did the business plan for the first time, and I was like, man, this thing is absolutely boring. Like, coming up with a business plan, how does the profit margin look? What's the numbers like? And we did a whole presentation, and I just remember it, man, this is not fun. But this is because I was in high school. But when you're in business, it is so important because when people ask you what you do, you have to be able to reply. And those things your mission is gonna be explained a lot in business. Your vision and your mission and your why is going to be the most important thing in business, at least to talking to other business owners. When it comes to your client, your brand promise is going to be the most important thing. When it comes to your core values, I mean, that represents everything, but it's really for your internal team, your employees, right? So this is something that's really important when it comes to developing that plan, right? I want it to be really extensive in what I'm saying right now because that is so important, y'all. So important. Like, I can't even stress, right? So let's review the last four that I just said. Number one, determine the business idea. Number two, define the business structure. Number three, identify the roles and responsibilities while understanding the roles and responsibilities. Number four, developing a business plan. Okay. That business plan has to be comprehensive, y'all. It has to be extensive as well. So here's the fifth one. Remember, we talked about LLCs and getting your personal credit situated and your business credit situated, right? Now number five is actually securing funding, right? In order for you to actually have a successful family business plan or even a business period is capital. The reason why the reason why businesses don't last long is because of lack of capital. So the key thing here is when you're mapping out this plan, you need to know exactly where your money's going to come from, right? So this is the key thing. It's either going to come through business credit. It's either going to come through ads, paid ads. It's either going to come through owned media. It's either going to come through earned media. Whatever it is, you need to make sure. And if you're not familiar with owned media is either your emails, those are owned media. Your email list is your own media. Earned media is from what I'm doing right now, right? Which is from social media. And I think I said owned, earned, and I can't remember the other one that I just said, but you want to make sure that you're knowing where your money is coming from. And then make sure when you say you make $1,000 from social media, you want to make sure that you know how to replicate that $1,000. So now you need to make money reliably, right? So this is where you're securing funding, right? And I'm only going to talk about business credit for right now, business funding, because that is where our expertise is in, because we've gotten $3.5 million in mentee funding over the past year. So I'm going to talk about that. The way that you can get some business funding, y'all, is getting your business credit together. So the minimum in order for you to even get your business credit together is you need to have a 680 credit score with minimum 2 cards with $2,500 minimum, right? On those 2 cards, you need to have 10 to 11 variety of accounts. Okay. As soon as you have that, your inquiries, I believe, cannot pass more than, like, your inquiries have to match the accounts, right? You can't, if I have 11 accounts, I can't have 20 inquiries, right? That means 10 or that means 9 of those accounts I need to delete. And what it does is that makes your credit look unbalanced and your debt to income ratio will be unbalanced, right? So what you want to do is you want to have 11 accounts that will qualify you to have business credit. Right now, mind you, you can do some business credit stuff before then, but in order for you to get some personal funding and some business funding, those are the requirements. When it comes to business credit, you want to go through these, you want to choose which form of funding you want. Do you want credit card funding, business funding, or lines of credit? Like these are the key things. These are 3 different things that you have to identify before you actually move forward, right? So that means that determines which direction I'm going to proceed when it comes to business credit. Am I going to go through the tiers? Am I going to go through Uline, Granger, all of them in order to get some funding on that end? Or am I going to go through my business income, right? So the lines of credit, you have to go through your business income, meaning that your business has to be making money in order for you to get funding, right? You can go through that way, or you could just apply and just go for business credit overall, right? So you have 3 options: credit card, business funding, or lines of credit, right? So you have those 3 key factors when it comes to actually getting business funding. And you can go to a bank. Here's a hack right here. You can go to any bank. If you got your business credit already situated, I'm talking to the people who already got some business credit in place, and you already got 85 and above on your paydex score. Paydex score is your credit score on business credit, if you're not aware, right? If you already got 85 and above and you got them and you got some things situated, you can go get a no doc loan from a Wells Fargo, Chase Bank, whatever. Just go in with your operating agreement, LLC, EIN, all the other details, right? Go in there, say, hey, I'd like to receive a no doc loan. Sit with the banker. They'll give you the bag. You can get max $50,000. You can request max $50,000. Well, the max is actually $49,999, I believe, something like that, or 97. But you request the max. Think about this. If you request the max and get half, you get $25,000 just from walking in the bank. You can do this at every single bank that exists in your area. Every bank, credit unions, neighborhood banks, major banks, go to all of them. If you got you some fun, if you got you some business credit set up, just go ahead and get that bag first. Just knock it, just get it done. Like, that's just free money you can just receive. Another way you can get some funding: PayPal gets you the bag, maybe Federal gets you the bag. What else gets you the bag? Any credit union gets you the bag. Go to your neighborhood bank, Truist, PNC. This is banks that's in Atlanta. What is it? Key Bank is in Philadelphia. There's some other banks. I just can't remember them off the top of my head. But go to your neighborhood banks if you got some business credit. And you can even, and here's another hack. Apply for the same banks you applied on your personal credit on your business credit, because you already have a relationship with those banks. And the way that you can build a relationship is actually go into the bank, open up a regular online checking account, right? Be with them for at least 30 to 60 days and then apply for business credit. Or I'm sorry, apply for business funding. They will give you the bag easily. Navy Fed is a great example. And after a while, they'll just increase your limit just because the value of cash to credit is different. Cash value is dropping while credit limits increase. Think about that. Cash value, inflation is real. The value of a dollar is dropping, but the value of credit is increasing, because everything's based on your credit now. You can't get a house without credit. Nowadays, you can't even get a direct deposit without credit. You can't do anything without credit. So I want you to really start focusing on getting this funding, because in order for you to get that funding, you need to get your credit, right? So that's number 5, securing that funding, right? Let me know. Drop in the chat. Are we getting some value right now? Give me some fire emojis in the chat if we getting some value. Like, holla at your boy. Like, we getting value right now? Like, I really want to peep what's going on. Like, y'all getting some value? Let me see what y'all talking about on Instagram real quick. Like, are we going crazy right now? Like, am I doing the most? I want to know. Oh, let me check. See what we got going and flowing right now. All right, cool. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's go to number 6. Establishing a legal framework. Okay. So this is going back to registering the business with the appropriate, regulations, with the appropriate government. I couldn't even get the word out. With the government. You get what I'm saying? So that's, like I said, getting your permits. Like, if you need to obtain certain licenses or permits to actually run your business, go ahead and do that. Right? You need to get those permits, and you got to be able to comply depending on the business that you're in, and you also have to understand the tax laws as well. So I highly suggest you get the legal side situated. Hire you an attorney, hire you a tax strategist. So if you're not aware, for the people that's out there, there's a difference between a CPA and a tax strategist. Okay, so a CPA is only available about 4 or 5, maybe 6 months out the year, but a tax strategist is 365. They're there to help you learn how to, of course, pay your taxes, but don't leave a tip, right? It shows you how to keep your money and not spend more than you need to, right? So this is what establishing a legal framework is: getting those licenses you need, getting you an attorney, getting you a trademark attorney as well in your corner, getting you a tax strategist in your corner, actually getting your legal stuff together. And a bookkeeper, an accountant, you need those. Those are super crucial, right? In order to even run a full business, right? So if you have those things in order, I'm telling you, you will go a long way, you guys. A long way if you establish those things. All right, so that's number 6, right? Number 5, like I said, is securing funding. Number 6 is actually establishing that legal structure that you need. So this is number 7, right? And this is what I'm doing right now. This is where we're at right now. Actually, we've done all of these, honestly, but like there are certain things you will just consistently do over and over again, which is establishing and creating your brand. So for people who aren't aware, I was known as Chart Slayer before. So I have a audience that's known for me in trading, right? And so I created a brand, and my reputation was revolved around trading in the beginning. But now, since we've been honing in on the family business, and everyone keeps asking, hey, how are you getting your family involved? How is this, that, and the third going on? We've now shifted to saying, okay, the fanpreneur is the key thing. You have to become a fanpreneur and even be successful. So this involves creating a brand, meaning creating a logo, having a social media presence. And I mean being omnipresent, meaning everybody should know your name. Like, when I think of credit, when you think of credit, who do you think of? Him 500. When you think of basketball, what's the first person that comes to mind? It's either Kobe, LeBron, or Michael Jordan. Maybe some other people as well, but those are like the key people because they built a huge presence. They are omnipresent. They are talked no matter what's going on. Like, I just spoke to them now, and they're not getting paid for it. I'm not even getting paid for it. Sheesh. You get what I'm saying? So this is the key thing. You want to build a social media presence. You also want to get your marketing materials in order, right? Like I said, you want to know what platform you're going. You really need to create a brand, y'all. You really need to create a brand. It's super, super important. Okay, so that is number 7, creating a brand. And then number 8 is actually launching the business. So after you have your brand and everything in order, launch the business. And this is what I mean by launch. Okay, so you have something called pre, perform, and post launch. Okay, so pre is actually like, you know how with clothing you got a lot of pre-orders, or sometimes with businesses they have a wait list before they actually launch things. That is called a pre-launch. Okay. And so what they're doing is they're targeting you and talking to you and having conversations and nurturing and giving value, all in that pre-launch, right? In that pre-launch phase. Then you have the perform launch. So when things actually are out and they've actually launched it, now they're in the performance phase. Now they actually have to do the deliverables and fulfill on a lot of different things, right? And so you actually want to launch the business. But the key thing is you want to have a marketing strategy in the pre in order for the performance to be successful. right? So you want to have if it's paid ads, if it's organic, if you're using only YouTube, if you're using all your social media, if you're only using TikTok or whatever it is, you want to make sure that they are all and they're all in the pre, and it's promoting the performance. Then you should have a successful launch, right? If you have a successful launch, then when the launch is over, you have something called a post launch. This is when you're following up. This is when you're monitoring the progress of everything. This is where you start preparing for the next thing. This is what launching the business means, right? And so you actually want to launch the business in a very successful manner. And it's not difficult. I'm only making it sound, hopefully, I'm not making it sound hard, because it's really not hard. You just need to know. So here's a hack. Here's a way that you can do it. Anybody heard of Shade Room? Like, drop in the comments. Have you heard of Shade Room? Because if you're not aware, Shade Room is actually a shout out page. So what their job is, they literally just promote media, if you don't already know, right? So what you could do is you can get yourself on that platform and get a huge audience, right? Or Hollywood Unlocked, right? Or Intense Black Wealth, right? Or what's another one? I can't even remember the other ones, but you can go on these shout out pages and promote your product or your service, right? And so when you promote your product or service, you could do that in the pre-phase to get people to your site, to get more people to join your email list, like I said, on media, right? And then you promote to that email list to promote your performance launch, right? Which is when you're actually launching your business. And then post wise, you're maybe giving them a discount for people who didn't get involved, right? Or didn't see your content. You're promoting to the people who never even seen the content or engaged in your content. Like, that's what you can do. So shout out page to lead to the site. When you're actually launching it, that's all you're talking about, and then you're following up. Like, it's that simple, right? So like, that's how you launch a business, right? And then you can hire people around that. So that's also dealing with hiring employees and etc., right? Then ninth one, right? Ninth one, we almost done. We got one more. Ninth one is maintain your family harmony. Oh my God. I can tell you from first world experience that having a family business is not for the weak. Okay. Having a business period is not for the weak. Okay. So I really want you all to understand that eventually, as you get to the level that you want to be, you will start to need family therapy, right? So this is where, there are obviously going to be conflicts within business. Some people have fallouts when they're in business with their family, or disagreements, or some people have separations, whatever, right? But the key thing is the business, and you do not want to ruin the family business that you have, right? The family business is the most important thing to have, y'all. It is the most important thing to have. Okay, so when it comes to this, you want to get family therapy. Family therapy is the solution. Having a coach is also a solution as well. So you want to make sure to have a coach and a therapist. Your coach has everything to do with your future, and your therapist has everything to do with your past. That's a hack right there. Okay. So make sure you have those two things. Last thing is evaluate the progress. Okay. Evaluate the progress. This is something that you want to regularly do as you're in your business, right? Is evaluate how everything is. Sometimes you may have to pivot, right? Some things may be working, some things may not be working, right? So you always want to evaluate the business. And then of course, y'all, you want to celebrate the successes as a family, right? You want to go out. Like, we just went to Dubai in December, and that was the second time us going. We went to Dubai for my mom's birthday in April. So like, those are the things that you want to do. You also want to enjoy your life, right? So this is the hack, y'all. This is the secret on how exactly to create a family business. Okay, you want to create the family business. It is super super dope to be able to in be in business with your fam, and this dope to be in business with my fam, because we all support each other. We are all here together, and we all ride or die together. So if you all want more information on exactly how to get even just a part of this, even just to get your personal credit together, then go ahead, comment the word family. My team and myself will personally DM you so we can make sure to set you up for success. I promise you, this is not for the weak. I want to make sure that y'all are good. I want to make sure that y'all are eating, because this is important. You want to make sure that everything's in order. If you could, hopefully I just gave value right now. Like let me know if I gave some value real quick. Like, I want to know, like, did I give some value on here? Like, is this something that you all got? Like, do y'all feel like I gave some value? Like, I really want to know, right? Y'all ain't tell me this thing was off. I didn't even know the thing was off. Like, I want to know if I gave some value on this call real quick, right? So let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Check what this thing talking about. All right, cool. Well, look, I appreciate every single person that's on this call. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you all. If you're not aware, I'm going live every single day, Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. So I want to see you all there. I want to check you guys out. I want to see what you all are bringing to the table. I appreciate you all for coming in. And I'll see you tomorrow at 5. Peace.